Family, what's going on? It's your boy back again, Suits and Sense. I was invited to attend a function that Creed was throwing at Tyson's Galleria here in the DMV. It was a fragrance discovery master class. Very informative, very informative. There were so many things that I didn't know about perfumery, well, about the house of Creed, let alone just perfumery itself. And the instructor that was giving the class was very informative. I did a little short introduction of him, the district sales manager of her as well, and I put all that in there, and the information for the ticket. But it was basically giving the history of Creed from birth to present, and it was a lot of things about Creed that I didn't know. And you always wonder why Creed ingredients are so expensive. Well, Creed fragrances rather are so expensive. And it's because of the ingredients that they use. Everything that the gentleman that was giving the class said was natural. Everything was natural from the herb, nothing synthetic, nothing. And most of the fragrance they create takes up to 5 years before it even released. 5 years. And during the process of its creation, it sits in a 40-gallon metal tub for that period of time. And every 4 hours throughout the life of its creation is hand stirred. Hand stirred every 4 hours. Somebody has to wake up every 4 hours and go stick their hand in a 40-gallon tub and hand stir the chemicals so it doesn't settle, solidify, anything like that. They keeps it fresh like that. Man, I learned so much. And also I learned that your fragrance starts to deteriorate after the first spray. Once air enters, once you hit the atomizer and the air sucks in to pull the fragrance out to spray, air comes in, and then that's when your fragrance life shelf starts to deteriorate. But up until then, it's perfect. And of course, we all know you don't let heat and moisture. You always try to keep it in a dry, cool place. Your fragrance is in a dry, cool place. We all know that, but yeah, that's what he was saying. And also, the founder of Creed, when it first started, he was a tailor. He was a tailor. Wow. And the symbols right here, for the longest time I thought they were swords for the longest time, but they're not. They're shears. They're scissors. Wow. Get out of here. Who knew that, right? Yeah, I mean, I took so many notes. It was very informative. And when they are creating a fragrance, they title it as The Art of Melusine. Man, just like the fragrance Melusine and Pearl. Yeah, that's what this title is. Oh man, it was so cool. And for so many years, from its creation, because they were originated in 1760, right? And prior, from 1760 up to, I believe, I can't remember the date, but if you wanted to order a perfume from Creed, you had to handwrite it and put an order in. There was no stores. I think it was opened up to the public. It became open to the public in 1970, I believe it was 1970. That's when the first store opened. It was very informative. He gave us a small pouch of lavender. We poured it on our hands. Then he said, put your hands and rub it together. And of course, the leaves and the birds and everything fell onto your paper or whatever. And dust your hands off, smell your hand, lavender. You just created a note. And basically, that's how they do their things, all natural, just like that. No synthetics, no help, nothing. It was very, very good. It made me look at Creed in a different way. It made me kind of understand why their prices are so high, because you have to, and they get their products from all over the world. They purchase a product from every single continent to make one of their perfumes. And that is made, so you know that costs some money. But if you want perfection, you're gonna have to pay for it, which is understandable, perfectly understandable. Let's see what I mean. So many things, and I did kind of knew this. Most middle notes are the flower notes. You know, we got that, and the shears. They all use natural ingredients. They originated in London, then moved to Paris. I think it's 1781, and everything is handmade in France. Handmade. Wow, that is just absolutely. And the son, the owner of Creed, the single person on Creed now, he is the final say so on what fragrance gets released and doesn't. One man. Hey, must got an excellent nose, because Creed has good fragrances. Yeah, James Creed, the founder back in then, he was a tailor for the English court. So it all got started because he would make gloves, scented gloves. That's how Creed was originated. He would make scented gloves. Wow. So it would be called Royal English Leather. And then he went from gloves to started making garments. And it went from there. But that's enough of that, family. It was a fragrance discovery masterclass. We went from 5 to 7. It says, join us for a private seminar with House of Creed brand ambassador Louis Cavello.
Find a fragrance that matches your lifestyle.
Is it okay if I take this?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's
good information. Great. No.
Hey. So rather than finding a fragrance by ingredient or style, find a fragrance that matches your lifestyle.
I know I can only wear flower base because when I was a little girl, I used to wear Madame Pochette.
Oh, yeah, of course. Pochette.
Oh my God.
Right.
I had a headache every day.
Right.
I'm wondering why it's too strong for me. Like the one you sprayed there, that one, too strong for me. If you put that here on me, I would have a
you're
headache.
more light floral.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
But
that's
again,
what he mentioned about how fragrances are different. That was very informative. That was good.
Fragrances are different on people, and fragrances are like wine because wine ages, but once you open it to the air.
And that's another thing I learned today, that the air, once the intake comes in, then the wine starts its aging process. I thought it aged as soon as it went into the bottle.
No, so, for example, if I tell you, your favorite fragrance is going to be discontinued, it's going to be vaulted. You're like, oh my God, let me get 3 bottles. They're all sleeping, and you can use them one by one, and the other 2 are sleeping until once you introduce air, because that's the way the pump works. You pump a few times, you build the pressure, and then you get the spritz, right? So once it happens, that's when the fragrance will start the oxidation.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
This was really good.
And by the way,
it's like wine.
Yeah,
so alcohol is a very controversial thing in fragrances. People are like, it's an alcohol base and all this. You need alcohol in a fragrance because the alcohol makes it come out really nice as far as consistency, right? Because spraying oil, it's not luxurious. It feels funny. You don't want to be all disgusting, right? So it makes it nice. But second, remember how you introduce air into the bottle, right? So air is dirty. So the alcohol keeps it safe. That way there's no bacteria forming inside. So you need the alcohol in the fragrance.
And the last point I'm making is the answer to, you cannot copy a fragrance because first of all, Creed is natural. It's natural.
Even Creed can copy
a lot of fragrances are synthetic. So they
That's
go into the lab and they
go
can
to-
synthetically
Like
create
synthetic
a molecule,
oud.
but it's not
Right.
the same thing because it wears differently, it smells differently. They can get close to it, but if
never
you,
be the same.
But if you are into perfume, you want real perfume.
You want the real thing,
You want
right?
real
And you're willing to
scents.
pay the price for it.
Perfume is scent.
Yeah.
Right.
En français, it's scent.
Right.
And they're using natural ingredients. Like all those other fragrances are synthetic. So
Aventus opened the door for that genre.
That's the king.
You know,
though.
so everybody's now using like pineapples and things like that. You know, we were not the
Nobody
first.
used pineapples until that came
Yeah,
out.
but we were not the first one that used pineapple.
No?
No. There are other fragrances. Like there was one made by Jean-Claude Elena for the house of L'Artisan. It was called Ananas Fizz. Ananas Fizz that came out in like the late 90s, mid to late 90s.
Okay, so I
Beautiful,
was still
very
in high
pineapple.
school.
You know, it's like creamy and sweet, like tropical.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't.
So
It wasn't
I'm recently
Aventus
getting
fermented.
so tell us where your store is and your title again.
So my name is Luis Cavallo. I'm the North American brand ambassador for the House of Creed.
Wow.
Based in New York, but I'm everywhere in North America, all United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I truly appreciate you.
It was
That
a pleasure.
very informative.
Thank you.
No,
You were
thank
very
you.
sharp.
Nice gentleman. Thank you, Mr. Cavallo, once again. If you ever check this out, thank you once again. As we explore history of Creed and their iconic, modern, and vaulted fragrances. Now, everyone there didn't get it. Only 3 of us received this, and it was probably maybe 15 of us in there. So, I'm gonna open this up. We're gonna see what it is. We're gonna do an unveiling right now. A new fragrance that's supposed to become. I don't know if it's a new fragrance or a fragrance that they're bringing back that was gone for a long, long time. So they gave us this, gave us the book, of course, with some history and some good information in here, and a discovery set, which contains Aventus. Of course, the king was gonna be in there. Wildflowers and Virgin Island water. Those are the 3 fragrances that in there. It comes like this. So, family, let's get into this right here. And you see, I accidentally tore it, but it's sealed. They sealed it so you couldn't open it, but I accidentally tore it. So we're going to take the seal off, unwrap it, and let's see what we have here. Oh, okay. Oh, now I'm not sure if any of you guys ever heard of this fragrance, but I'm not supposed to tell you. Ooh, family. Oh man, family. When I do a fragrance, I like to take the atomizer off and smell the juice itself, because if you ever get a sample or a decanted thing, if you can without destroying the bottle, take the sprayer off and smell the juice itself. And another thing, if you use perfume, then you should know this. But if you don't, here's a little information. For men especially, always spray 4 to 6 inches from wherever your target is. 4 to 6 inches. Because when you spray it, it shouldn't run down your neck or anything like that. It shouldn't do that. Okay? 4 to 6 inches where you get the mist and it just clings to you. The scent will be better. Also, another thing, if you didn't know, you have the opening, the middle, and the base. The opening on most fragrances only lasts a minute. So if you want it to last a little longer, 4 to 6 inches. Get the full effect, and then it's more potent because it's not running, it's sticking. Okay? Royal Mayfair. Now, I'm not sure if you can get this anywhere else, but I don't know where you can buy it at. Oh, okay, they do have it certain places. All right. But they say they're going to bring this back in the Creed stores. Okay. So it was launched in 2015. All right. So that's not bad. So actually, it's not a new release, but it's a re-release. A re-release. Is that a word? But I'm gonna put the video on and the national sales rep and let you guys be introduced to them. So if you ever see them, you can say hi. And that is my little story at the Fragrance Discovery Masterclass given by Creed. Okay, family, stay tuned. Here it comes.
Hey family, we're here with this lovely lady right here from Creed, one of the big wigs. Introduce yourself.
It's real hair, it's not a wig.
Oh, I know.
I am Mary Kay Mishler, National Sales Director for the House of Creed.
Yes, the big wig. Just attended a class that was very informative, and this young lady right here taught me some things that I did not know that I will pass on to you guys. So you need to get to your nearest Creed store and purchase whatever your favorite fragrance is. You need to immediately.
Absolutely. Lots of great new things. If you don't own a Ventus, you have to have it. And if you don't own Windflowers, you need that one too.
Oh, yes, Windflowers. I will be talking to you about that. Awesome, awesome fragrance. Awesome fragrance. I truly thank you so much.
Thank you, Jemmy. It was great to meet you and have spend some time with you today.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, bye, family. All right, family. Now, this is Miss Unique Cash.
Money, money, money. Just kidding, guys. It's so nice to see you all. Thank you, Jimmy, for coming to support the House of Creed and Neiman Marcus today with our masterclass. We had a lot of fun, right?
Enjoyed it.
Ciao.
Wow. Thank you. All right, guys.
Take care, guys.
Say bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Jimmy.
You're welcome. Bye, guys. All right, family. To the next one. Stay safe.